When the term Freemason is mentioned, many of us immediately think of a global brotherhood of wealthy men engaging in mysterious rituals and using secret handshakes. These individuals, belonging to a secretive network, believe in a higher power and share secrets while protecting one another. They hold their meetings in closed lodges, where whatever happens inside remains confidential. The master leads the ceremonies, and what is said during these gatherings is never revealed to the public. The secrecy surrounding Freemasonry often piques the curiosity of non-members, leading them to question the truth behind the myths. To understand the origins of Freemasonry, we must go back to the Middle Ages in Britain, where it began as guilds of stonemasons and cathedral builders. These guilds were associations for skilled workers, resembling clubs. References to Freemasonry can be found in documents dating back to the 13th century, written in Latin or Norman French. During this time, a mason referred to someone who worked with stone, and being free indicated that these artisans were not bound by feudal obligations. Masons received education in languages and mathematics as children, and as they grew older, they learned the craft of working with stone. Building was highly valued during this era, which made masonry an essential skill. As masons became adults, they progressed from apprentices to journeymen, and finally attained the status of master mason, which earned them respect. In the 17th and 18th centuries, Freemasonry evolved into its modern form, with its members believing in a higher power and brotherhood. The rituals performed by Freemasons were based on the mythology surrounding King Solomon's temple, which is mentioned in various manuscripts. These manuscripts, which have been extensively studied, evolved into what are now known as Freemasonry constitutions. While 100 or so manuscripts still exist today, few of them contain details of rituals and rites of passage. However, it is known that various groups of Masons held different ceremonies and adhered to specific codes of conduct based on chivalry. The first Grand Lodge was established in England in 1717, followed by the establishment of more lodges. The Grand Lodge served as the governing body, while the individual lodges operated as branches. It is important to note that Freemasonry was not solely a religious order and often clashed with the Roman Catholic Church. While Freemasons believed in a higher power, religious discussions were discouraged in regular Freemasonry. Similarly, political discussions were not allowed, although a split occurred within Freemasonry when some Masons refused to adhere to the requirement of belief in a deity. This led to a schism and the emergence of Continental and Anglo-American Freemasonry. Continental Freemasonry permits political discussions, whereas Anglo-American Freemasonry does not. These divisions created rivalry among the different groups of Freemasons. Moreover, there were branches of Freemasonry that allowed women to join. Freemasonry is a complex organization, and its reported 6 million members do not all follow the same rules. The rules and rituals of Freemasonry are shrouded in secrecy. However, it is known that Freemasons are expected to follow specific etiquette guidelines, which are also secret. These guidelines cover aspects such as rituals, history, symbols, and appropriate behavior as a Freemason. Respect for the worshipful master, knowing where to stand when he is present, and adhering to general good manners are central to Freemasonry. Meetings often involve the conferring of degrees on members who have advanced in rank. Ceremonies are considered one of the main focal points of Freemasonry, and they adhere to strict codes of conduct. However, after the formalities, members usually engage in informal discussions and refreshments. Freemasonry is not just a single organization, there are numerous branches and unofficial groups associated with it. The reported activities and nature of Freemasonry suggest that it is a combination of business meetings, graduation ceremonies, and discussions among members. Despite the secrecy, it is clear that Freemasonry does not involve sinister rituals or orgiastic behavior. Masonic rituals and codes of conduct differ between lodges, but they ultimately stress adherence to old traditions and what it means to be a Freemason. The secrecy around Freemasonry serves to distinguish members from non-members, and sharing information about the organization with outsiders is generally regarded as a breach of protocol. Potential members must undergo interviews and background checks before being admitted, and the final decision is made through a voting process. Overall, Freemasonry operates as a tightly organized community where members follow strict protocols, respect their leadership, and maintain a network of relationships.